Hi, Scorpio. Happy New Year. I'm Pam, and welcome to your psychic tarot reading for the year of 2015 and the month of January. I received many requests for a yearly reading, and I thought, well, I kind of give a yearly reading every month because my guides don't really choose to talk about one specific month. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I have decided to read one card per quarter of the year and then a card just specifically for the month of January. And I'm going to conclude the reading with a card from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses deck to cover the entire year. So we'll have to see how it goes, Scorpio. The first card you have for the first quarter of the year, which is January, February, and March of 2015, you have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles to me means it's like really focusing on your skills and your craft, like honing your skills. It can be fine attention to detail, craftsmanship. I feel Scorpios are leading the way right now in the first quarter of the year. You're really on the forefront and the forerunner, especially in your work. I get you're going to receive a lot of support from people that are working with you now. So if you had experiences in the past where people were kind of turning against you or being critical of you or having some, opinions of you that weren't in the best favor at your job, I see this starting to turn around now. There's a turn of people's thoughts and their minds about you right now, especially in the work arena. You're going to be listening to every little detail, and I feel that you're going to be in a position where you can farm out some duties to others. So kind of taking a managerial role or being able to delegate some things at your job. So if you didn't do that before, if you didn't delegate to others or have a managerial position, I feel that you are going to be placed in that position. Whether you actually get the title or a promotion for that, I'm not seeing that, at least not yet, but you will be assuming those kind of responsibilities. Some of you may have been experiencing some problems with your back or with coughing or your irritation of your lungs is coming up here. So guides seem to be talking about health a little bit for the signs, and they're bringing that up for you right off the bat. So sorry to hear that for you, Scorpio. I hope that you're feeling better and on the mend. I don't like to hear that anybody's not feeling well. I do feel that those of you that have had problems with your lungs, you're going to be using some kind of breathing apparatus, some kind of respirator, or something comes up in relation to that will help assist your breathing. So any of you Scorpios that have been smokers, you may be experiencing some problems from having smoked in the past, even if you're not doing it right now. But it's not even necessarily just smokers. I'm just getting lung irritations, coughing, respiratory problems, and possibly having to use either oxygen or some kind of respiration, but not like you're hooked up to it all the time. I feel like it's something you can use when you need it and then you put it down. I'm feeling for the most part it's portable and not something like you're lying in a hospital bed hooked up to something. That's not how I'm seeing it. I do hear there's going to be a lot of happiness generated and coming up for you, especially in the month of August. But I know they want to go back to their old ways, Scorpio. They don't like to do it. It's a struggle. They want to just say whenever. But even though this is talking about, this card I pulled was for the first quarter of the year, it's really saying August. A lot of happiness is coming up for you in the month of August. I really feel that you're going to be generating a lot of goodwill this year, and I feel that this year is a much better year for you in regard to people that you work with and deal with and how they are seeing you and perceiving you and their receptivity towards you is much better and highlighted for you in a positive sense for 2015. I feel some of you Scorpios had some problems with some people in 2014, but 2015 is much better for you in that regard. And I feel some of you are going to be furthering your education and fine-tuning your skills or learning, like going back to school, taking a few courses to brush up on something. Maybe you're going to start working with a new computer program or new types of computers you're not familiar with, or new medical things are coming in, like if you work in the medical field, some new coding or even just different practices of the way things are going to be run that are, really new and on the forefront of technology. I feel some of you are going to be taking little courses or little brush up things to help you with your work and educate you more. I'm not talking about going back to school and getting a degree in something new, although some of you may be doing that. I'm hearing it more like brushing up, or learning some new skills to give you an oomph in your work. That's what comes up here. Now, your second card in your reading, which would be for April, May, and June, in the second quarter of the year, you have the Queen of Rods. And the Queen of Rods to me is a card that symbolizes a fire sign female. This would be a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. That could also be their rising sign or their moon sign if it is not their sun sign. Now, the Queen of Rods is somebody that is usually very fair and just. She's very good in business and she has a good head on her shoulders. She can be very good with communication. She cares about animals. She has very fondness for nature and animals. She's a vibrant person. She's very dynamic. She's hard to miss. People do tend to take notice of her. But on the negative side of the Queen of Rods, she can be hot-tempered and prone to jealousy. Just angry can be a negative trait of hers. Anger is a negative trait for her. She's actually somebody who comes in and gives you a great boost to your finances and your income in some way, Scorpio. And for some of you, she's going to be a traveling companion and you will travel abroad with her. She's kind of a secretive person. I feel that she's a little secretive and she writes things down in journals. But however, she really likes you and trusts you. So I feel that she will be sharing with you intimate details of her life. She wants no judgment from you. So when she does share these things, I would be careful of voicing any opinions too strongly, because she doesn't really want your opinion. She more or less likes you and wants to share her secrets, her inner world with you. So non-judgmental behavior is best in dealing with her. She's had a sophisticated upbringing. This woman has had fine education and schooling. She may have been in private schools. She's well educated. I feel her family, she comes from a family of affluence. She may have actually grown up in England or studied in England or gone to private schools in England, because for some of you, this female will have that kind of background. She's a take charge person and she gets a lot of things going, and she's very, very good with money. She's brilliant with money and she makes a lot of money. And as I said, she will influence your life in a positive way in regard to money. She's going to talk to you about helping her operate or helping her start up a new corporation, company, or business. She's got a great head on her shoulders and she makes a lot of decisions and she makes them very quickly. She has steady income flowing through her fingertips, and this will in turn flow to you. you're going to get a lot of ideas and inspirations from her, and she is going to put you in a position, like I hear placement. She's going to be, uh, she's somebody that's got pull of where you are going to be placed. And if within her company or business. And as I said, for some of you, she's going to ask you to help her start up a new company, enterprise, or business. And I do get, she's kind of like a jack of all trades. She's got her fingers in a lot of pies, and she knows a lot of things about business and enterprise and wheeling and dealing. She's very good in social structures and communications and communicating with others. I feel that she also feels a little bit lost with her life right now because she's kind of out of touch with her family. I feel like she's used to being with her family or around her family, and because of her traveling or the work she's doing or where she is now, maybe she's in a different country, she's a little bit lost without them. So she's kind of missing her family and feeling a little wayward right now. So hopefully this makes sense to some of you Scorpios out there, because that was kind of specific, but it is a general reading. So the only way to get a reading specifically for you is to have a private reading. But this woman is showing up in the general reading as somebody that's very affluent and influential to you with finances and money, business, and all of that. So it's in a positive sense. I feel like you get along with her well. I do not feel conflicts with her. I don't feel like you view her in a negative way, and I do not see her viewing you in a negative way either. So this is a really good connection for you, Scorpio. So I'm happy for you. That's good news. Now, I'm sorry to jump to a negative card after a positive one, but I can't control what they are and where they come out. But in the position that would be your third quarter of the year, which would be April, May, and June, you have the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords to me is a card that symbolizes being betrayed, being stabbed in the back. It can also indicate somebody passing away. That's another thing that could come up here. I feel that some of you Scorpios are really trying to find your way and discover who you are again. I feel like some of you have lost your way of or like feeling disconnected with yourself or or your purpose of what you want to do and where you want to go with your life. I do feel you've had kind of a little bit of a lineup of people that have kind of betrayed you or put you in a bad position or talked about you behind your back, and I get like one after another, like they're lined up. It's like a list. Um, and that did come up, that people are going to be viewing you differently this year. This comes up, the way they talked about that sounded like that went on in the past. The people that were lining up to have grievances about you. Some of you are going to be given the opportunity to study abroad. I feel that this also comes up to show that you have a lot of anger and resentment about these people that have had grievance about you in the past. I feel this anger has really built up inside you, and you're almost like a powder keg in a lot of ways. It's very funny. Like on one hand, I see you being very calm and like feeling like you're sailing along into this, 2015, and things are going pretty well. But on the other hand, I also see you having a lot of built up anger and resentment and internal conflict going on because of things that have gone on for you with others in your past and recent past, not long ago past. Now, there are some of you where this could still be going on because, we've got Scorpios at different phases here. Not everybody's traveling through the exact same phase. There is some Scorpios that are going to find that their bosses are going to ask them to step down and leave work because of these people that have said all these things about you and against you and build up a case against you and, maybe you've been written up, or they've just been keeping a log that they haven't been telling you about. So there are some of you, I have to say, and I hate to say it, Scorpio, not all of you, because a lot of you are going to be on the upswing with your job and being seen in a new light and a lot of improvement. But there are some of you that wasn't the fate that's going to happen. So this isn't for all of you. This is just for some of you. So don't shoot the messenger, Scorpio, because I'm getting two things happening here. That's not the case for all of you Scorpios. Some of you are linking up with this woman that's very successful and affluent, and you're going to be a business partner with her or working with her in a prominent position, and money's going to be flowing through her to you, and you're going to be very successful. But then I have these people, some of the Scorpios here, and it's not the ones that are attached to this woman, there that have had calamities at their job, or people like gunning for them and out to get them, that you may be asked to step down and to leave. That doesn't mean you're not going to recover quickly, and that is not applying to all of you Scorpios. I feel that those of you that get asked to step down, I do feel that you're going to get a letter of recommendation, or you will get something that will help you move on in the future. I just feel there was an awful lot of jealousy bent towards you for some reason at this job. It circles around jealousy, and a lot of these jealous people had some self-esteem issues going on inside of them, and they felt that you rose to the top, maybe didn't deserve it, or that they felt that they should be in the position you were in, and they kind of ganged up and joined forces together to undermine you and dethrone you. And for many of you, that didn't happen, but for some of you, it is happening. And unfortunately, I I feel it's going to be a shock. Like, I don't know that all of you are the ones that this happens to. Not totally a shock, but I feel like it's going to catch you unawares, or maybe catch you off guard. But I do feel that you are going to recover from it quickly. And for the fourth quarter of the year, which is October, November, and December, you have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is an air sign male. This would be a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. That could also be their ascendant and or their moon sign if it is not their birth sign. This guy is coming in like trouble on a stick. I am serious. That's what they said to me. I couldn't even explain the Knight of Swords before they said coming in like trouble on a stick. He is usually, the Knight of Swords is somebody that comes in very boldly and forcefully. He's got very strong opinions. He's very verbose. He likes to take action. He doesn't trickle in or come in like sauntering in. He comes in with a whoosh, and he's got something to say, and he can cause trouble. He's got a keen mind. He's very bright. He's intelligent. He can be psychic. He can have good intuition and clairvoyance. He can see forward. He's forward thinking. But truth is usually an issue with him. He's got that keen mind, so he can pierce through to get to the truth, but he can also be brutally frank, and he can be prone to not telling the truth, because he has a lot of clouds that circle around him, and he's had troubles in his life, and he's harbored some guilt and some resentment, some pain. So he doesn't come, in like, not happening here with this guy. He's going to come in force. For some of you Scorpios out there, he comes in as trying to win your favor, romantically speaking, for some of you. And he comes in like, I've got an idea. I've got a plan. I want to get this going. I want to go forward. Like, I have all the answers for you. I can make things right in your world. Like, I'm getting that. He's trying to hide his true feelings of hurt and pain that he suffered by this kind of like outgoing, kind of arrogant, almost in your face kind of behavior or attitude. I feel like he's got a lot of pain and suffering that he's holding inside here. I feel that for some of you that are single Scorpios out there, he's going to say he wants to marry you. You're going to get a proposal from him, some of you. However, I'm going to warn you, I feel in a previous marriage that he had been in, he did cheat on his wife, and his wife divorced him. So I'm not saying that means he can't be faithful to you. I'm just letting you know that's what I hear happened for him in his previous marriage. He's got a lot of gut instincts and intuition. He is very, very intuitive. He can read people and situations very well. He sees you as like a solution to his problems. He sees you like you're going to get a handle on things for him and help him out with his life, like really help him move forward and get his act together. He sees you as like a solution. I'm not saying that's negative. I'm just saying he does view you as a solution for him. But the interesting thing is that he is going to tell you that he feels he's the solution for you. He does want there to be a dynamic relationship between the two of you, and he's really going to be pushing for it. He does have a strange gift. He may be able to see people's auras even. Like, be prepared. This guy comes in with some really surprising things going on about him. You may not know that right off the bat about him, but he will come up with some interesting character traits that you may or may not have dealt with before. It seems new for some of you. So I feel like it's very wise for you to take things slowly, and I feel that that's what you're going to do. For some of you where he's not the romantic partner, I feel he comes in as a friend, and he's always one that wants to up the ante. Like whatever you're doing, like, oh yeah, well, let's go up one step better, or, let's take it one step further, if he's a friend. He challenges you in ways you never thought possible, regardless of who he is to you. He does get you going, and he gets the creative juices flowing in your mind, whether he's the romantic partner or a friend. Either way, he's got that effect on you. I feel that for some of you that get involved with him or are involved with him, romantically speaking, if he already is in your life, I feel that you're going to dump him and give him the old heave ho. I do not feel like you will marry him or stay with him. I actually feel like you won't. And he is going to go screaming and crying, kicking and screaming. Be prepared. He's not going to go quietly. He's going to drive you insane, as a matter of fact. I'd be careful. I'd unplug your phone or change your cell phone number or something, because I feel like he's going to be a real pest if you try to cut him off. But I feel that those of you that are romantically involved with him, I feel that you will. I do not feel that you are going to marry him or stay with him. He causes too much disruption and calamity for you and in your life. And I don't feel that you feel he's completely trustworthy. And I feel at times he has a tendency to kind of spiral out of control, whether he's the friend or the romantic partner. If he's the friend, I do feel that you guys are going to go out and have a lot of fun together and do some crazy things, like goofing around, doing some nutty, crazy things and having some fun and good times, if you guys are friends. But I'm telling you, if he's the romantic partner, I do not feel like you go there with him. So, And I feel that part of the reason too is, even though as much as he wants you in his life, I feel that he challenges you in every way. Like there's always a challenge coming from him to you, always challenging you somehow. And I feel like he has a tendency to tell you what to do too, like eat this, drink that. Like I think he's kind of dictatorial. He's very and I can't see you being game for putting up with that, Scorpio. I don't feel like you really want somebody to tell you what to do. But it's funny. He's energized by your presence, and in some way, you kind of make him feel better. I do get that. So hopefully that made sense. And you Scorpios out there are going to know who this is and who I'm talking about, whether he's the friend or the romantic partner. Now, for the month of January, The card I pulled just specifically for January was the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Pentacles here. Now, this is somebody that's an earth sign male. This is either a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. That could also be his rising sign or his moon sign if it's not his sun sign. And the Knight of Pentacles is somebody that is, he's very concerned with material gain. He's usually very good with finances. He's very sensitive, caring, and loving soul. His emotions and feelings run very deep. He may not share that with you, but that is true. He's intuitive. He's good at reading people, like how people's behaviors and acting. He's like empathic. He can feel how other people are feeling. He can sense things. He's likes the sensual pleasures in life. He can be very, very good with finances, and he can be a little tight with his money or frugal at times, but he's very good usually with making money. Now, if he is operating from the negative side of the Knight of Pentacles, he would be somebody that would not be doing well with money, that money could slip through his fingertips, and he could be prone to anxiety and depression if he's operating from the negative side of the Knight and withholding his emotions from you, not giving them to you, giving them out freely, like holding them in if he's on the negative side. You are going to have great chemistry with this man. So for those of you that are the ones that are dumping the Knight of Swords, don't worry, because you won't be dumping the Knight of Pentacles. He's somebody that's going to spring to action. He wants to take things up to the next notch quickly, like jump up quickly, spring up to the next level. Some of you that are single. Some of you single Scorpios are going to marry this man. He's very good in bed, they say. Sorry, that's what they said. I have to report. I get for those of you that he's a romantic partner, I get he's very tall, dark, and handsome, and his skin is like amazing. I feel like he has beautiful skin, and he has darker skin. So, I mean, that could be anything. They're talking about his skin being so beautiful. He's going to give you his heart and soul, and some of you are going to sleep with him on the first date. I feel that he's very outgoing and friendly to a lot of people, and that he talks a lot, and that he likes to talk with his hands. I feel he's very expressive. He really gets into whatever he's talking about when he's communicating. And a lot of people like him. He's well liked. And he's very personable and very friendly. And I'm hearing the words, he's gorgeous. And they don't usually talk to me like that about people, but they are right here. In private readings, yes. In general readings, no. But I'm getting he's gorgeous. Now, for some of you, he's actually coming in as he could be your brother. So if he's not the romantic partner for some of you Scorpios, he comes in as a brother who is going through a separation or a divorce and is having a hard time with that. So, as I always say, it just depends on which Scorpio you are. For some of you Scorpios, he's this hot, gorgeous romantic partner. And for some other Scorpios, it's like kind of sad. He feels sorry. He's sad and depressed, like he's going through a divorce, or he's separated and getting ready to go through divorce, and he's missing his children and his family. I feel he doesn't want to be displaced from his home. I feel he's he's the one that had to leave, so he's in like an apartment or living with a friend, or maybe trying to get you to give him a place to stay for a little bit, but he's displaced from his home. He's moved from his family, and he's quite heartbroken over it. So again, this is a real seesaw. It just depends on which Scorpio you are. And I feel that many of you are going to be engaging with him for long talks and kind of counseling him and helping him, giving him a shoulder to cry on and someone to lean on. And I do feel many of you are going to give him a place to stay temporarily. I don't feel like it's a long-term condition. 3 months, maybe 6 tops, but I really don't feel like it's going to be to the 6 month point. 3-4 months is what really strikes me as the longest period of time that he would be there. His big concern is about leaving his kids and leaving his family. He does not like it, although I will say I feel like he's not going to be single long, because I feel like he's going to meet somebody pretty quickly and get married pretty quickly after his divorce. So it all depends on which Knight of Pentacles he is for you, because for some of you, he is going to be this really intense romance and romantic partner. And for others, he's really this sad brother or brother figure. It could even be a cousin or a friend. If you don't have a brother, he can come up as a cousin or a friend. But if he's the cousin, friend, or brother, he's going through a divorce, and matrimonial disruption is happening in his life, and displacement from his home and family, and feeling very sad, sorry for himself, not wanting to be in the position that he's in. But there's the Scorpios over here that it's like, ta-da, this is love, this is fun, this is engaging, with this, great guy. So all depends. Now, for your outcome card with the angels, gods, and goddesses cards, you got the Angel of Union is the card for the year for you. The angel card to cover the whole year. And this says, a partnership is blessed and destined for greatness. Well, as I said, for some of you, that's this guy. So we don't need to explore too far if that makes sense to you. But not everybody this is going to apply to. I feel I'm hearing many of you are out of, on your way out of a troubling relationship or marriage. And I feel actually some of you are about ready to get divorced on quick order. So if you've had some divorces pending, I feel like this year is the year for divorce, actually, for some of you. Like, I'm not saying it may have already started in 2014, but I feel like you're ending them in 2015. Those of you that have had divorces already in progress. You are definitely going to be spending time with someone new. There will be a great rapport and chemistry, high sexual chemistry between the two of you. You have a deep romantic fondness for each other and like each other as well, truly like each other on many levels. And I hear you're blessed to have the benefits of both worlds, like the friendship with this partner and the love. That's the best of both worlds there. And I get that it's very reciprocal. You give a lot of love and attention to each other simultaneously. It's very reciprocal, and that's what you want. You both want that. So it's not an imbalanced relationship. It's not one of you giving and the other one feeling like, oh, I don't know, he doesn't care about me that much, or she's ignoring me and not paying as much attention as I'm giving her or him. And it's very equal. Like, you trust each other, you know where each other are coming from, you're balanced, you're in harmony with each other. It's actually kind of rare. I don't want to sound cynical. I don't want to be the cynical psychic reader, but I do read a lot of people, and I can tell you from who I speak with, it is rare. Many of you are going to find that this coupling takes place in May, and you may actually even be getting engaged or married in the month of May this year. So romance is really abound for you Scorpios. I see some very interesting things happening for you. I really do. I feel that for some of you, a lot of your troubles are over in a lot of ways, and people that have held judgments against you, the tables have turned. I do see for some of you, though, it didn't work out in that regard, but you're going to recover from whatever happens to you quickly. But I feel that for many of you Scorpios, the tables have turned and now you're being seen in a new light. And I see good things for you with business and finances and love. Now, you, especially love. Love comes up actually the strongest. I do see some trouble with this Knight of Swords, but for some of you, he is not somebody you're romantically linked to. He's like a crazy friend that you go hang out with and, go bungee jumping or, who knows, go to Mardi Gras and take your shirts off and I don't know, do whatever. Like, I feel like there's a little craziness around this guy, regardless of whether he's the one you break up with or whether he's the friend that you go out partying and having a good time. So hopefully this reading made sense to you Scorpios out there and that it was helpful. I want to say, if you please go to my Facebook page, The Lucky Mermaid LLC, you will find on my wall I'm going to offer the opportunity for some people that would like to get 2 questions answered to go to my Facebook page, like my page, and then peruse my wall because, I post every day. So you can't think it's going to be right on the top. You may have to scroll down. I can repost it again to get in contact with me with questions that I will be putting on a video and answering specifically. But for the details, you need to go check out my Facebook page because the details will be there. And then you can contact me. And I plan on posting the video to Facebook because they will be specifically answered questions. So I want to say thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for sharing them and subscribing. I do appreciate that. I want to say I hope you have a fantastic new year in 2015. I wish you all the best, and also for the month of January 2015. And know that I wish you many blessings and